the military parade of the three services of the Korean People's Army, the Korean People's Security Forces, the Worker Peasant Red Guards, and the Young Red Guards was held in Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, on April the 25th, to mark the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Korean People's Army. Kim Jong-il, Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, mounted the platform of Kim Il-sung Square.
조선인민군 창건 75돌 경축 연령식 등비 검열을 받게 하여 정렬하였습니다. 연령 지휘관 상정 리영호. 동지들 안녕하십니까? 영적 조선인민군 장관 75도수를 축하합니다. 동지들 안녕하십니까? 영적 조선인민군 장관 75도수를 축하합니다. 조선노동당 총비서, 조선민주주의 민주공화국 국방위원회 위원장, 조선인민군 최고 사령관 동지, 열병 부대들은 조선인민군 창건 75돌 경축 열병식을 시작하겠습니다. 총참모장 대장 김격식.
김정일!
General Kim Gyeok-sik, Chief of the General Staff of the Korean People's Army, delivered a speech.
조선인민군 육해 공군 장병들과 인민경비대 장병들, 노농저기대와 붉은 청년군의대 대원들, 평양 시민 여러분, 동지들과
In the speech, he stressed that the military parade would be an important event in further burnishing the great exploits of President Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il in army building, and in demonstrating the majestic appearance of the armed forces within and without.
조선인민군 장관 75도수를 통축하는 이 시각, 전체 인민군 장병들과 인민들은 우리 혁명 무력이 걸어온 자랑찬 전투적 노정을 감회 깊이 돌이켜보면서 위대한 주세사상, 성군사상을 구현하시어 강력한 혁명군대를 건설하시고 성군의 이력으로 우리 혁명을 백성의 한길로 이끌어주신 위대한 수령님과 경애하는 최고 사령관 동지에 대한 다함없는 경모와 감사의 정에 넘쳐 있습니다.
He continued that the men and officers of the Korean People's Army and the people of Korea would remain faithful to the idea and leadership of the Workers' Party of Korea by uniting around Kim Jong-il single-mindedly, and Korea would shine forever as a bulwark of socialism.
모두 다 위대한 김정일 동지의 성군혁명 용도 따라 조국의 융성 번영과 주체혁명 위협의 완성을 위하여 더욱 힘차게 쌓아 나아갑시다. 위대한 수령 김일성 동지 혁명사상 만세! 위대한 용도자 김정일 동지 만세! 영적 조선인민군 장관 75돌 만세!
연령부대 차렷! 초상기를 우러러 우영역들아! 총!
The banner bearing President Kim Il-sung's portrait entered the square under the escort of the colors of the Korean People's Army. President Kim Il-sung regarded the Korean People's Army as the main force of the Korean Revolution and led to victory the Korean people's struggle for independence, sovereignty, and socialism. The paraders and spectators paid the highest respect to President Kim Il-sung. The military parade began with a march of the column of Kim Il-sung Military University. The Revolutionary Armed Forces of Korea proclaimed its birth on April the 25th, 1932. The columns and parade reminded the spectators of the glorious history of the Korean People's Army that has won victory after victory under the banner of Sungun Revolution. It is a great honor for the Korean People's Army to have recorded only victories in its annals in loyal support of President Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. The heroic armed forces defeated the US and Japanese imperialists in one generation under the leadership of President Kim Il-sung. Today, the Korean People's Army has been further strengthened under Kim Jong-il's Sungun politics. The Korean People's Army looks back upon the scores of years of Kim Jong-il's leadership of the Sungun Revolution, which started in the 1960s. In the days of the arduous march and forced march tour, Kim Jong-il regarded the Korean People's Army as the main pillar in defending socialism of Korea. Thanks to his energetic Sungun leadership, the Korean People's Army has won victory after victory in the showdown with the enemy. The columns of the Korean People's Army, which has developed into an army strong in idea and faith, an elite force which enjoys an invincible military and technological might, march in full spirit. To share the Supreme Commander's ideas, will, and destiny, and remain faithful to his Sungun-based leadership, is a firm determination of the Korean People's Army. The columns of Guard units display their pride in the imperishable, distinguished service and merit. As long as it has the heroic Korean People's Army, Socialist Korea will be safeguarded with honor. The soldiers march full of vigor with the arms of the revolution firmly in their hands to succeed their forerunners who are boundlessly loyal to their motherland and fellow people. The columns of women soldiers of the three services enter the parade ground. The women revolutionaries of Korea fully support Kim Jong-il's Sungun policy, carrying forth the spirit of the women fighters of the anti-Japanese revolutionary struggle who are faithful to their commander Kim Il-sung. They march in fine array with a sense of honor and pride in being soldiers of Supreme Commander Kim Jong-il. The soldiers of the Korean People's Army, the main force of the Korean Revolution, have defended the country and also stood in the van of socialist construction. Their brilliant feats will shine forever in the history of Sungun Korea. The soldiers march with a firm determination to defend the revolutionary achievements, the gains of their forerunners. columns of the worker peasant Red Guards march through the square, displaying the might of a military power where all the people are under arms. They are fully determined to defend socialism with a rifle in one hand and a hammer, a sickle, or a pen in the other. True to the policy of the Workers' Party of Korea on arming all the people, the members of the Worker Peasant Red Guards have taken up the weapons of the revolution, the weapons of the working class. The columns of the Red Youth Guards, the death-defying core of the Workers' Party of Korea, march past the reviewing stand. Their hearts too burn with a firm determination to become human bullets and bombs in defense of Kim Jong-il. These are columns of the revolutionary school students who would steadily carry forward the Korean Revolution. Bright and promising is the future of the Korean Revolution, as it has the reserves who are growing up to be as loyal to the party and the leader and to the country and revolution as their parents ruled. Demonstrating the might of the Korean People's Army, the columns of rockets enter the square. The revolutionary armed forces of Korea are equipped with a powerful means of attack and defense. Today, Korea is capable of reliably defending the supreme interests of the country and security of the nation in the face of any complicated situation. A century ago, Korea, a weak country, had to suffer the shame of a ruined nation, but now it defends its sovereignty and is pushing ahead with a socialist cause by dint of its strong armed forces. The military parade demonstrated the firm determination and will of the Korean army and people to consummate a socialist cause without fail, united single-mindedly around their leader, Kim Jong-il. The song of the Korean people's faith to follow Kim Jong-il to the end resounds. No imperialist forces in the world will provoke Korea, whose army and people are ready to defend their leader Kim Jong-il united single-heartedly.